I actually agree with you, Save That House. I think that the fact that Gargano got over the way he did at NXT TakeOver was a surprise. Like, they didn't think that he would. Or that he would even be able to put on that caliber of a match. And I think that now WWE is realizing he's like the next Daniel Bryan. But let's face it, WWE didn't actually treat Daniel Bryan well at all. The only reason Daniel Bryan ever got the treatment that he did was because literally the fans demanded it. Every single night. Yes chants. Every single night. Boos for everyone fucking else until they finally pushed Bryan. And that was the only reason why Bryan eventually got the push he did, was because the fans would not give up on him. They virally pushed him as the person they wanted as the face of the company. And even when they made him the face of the company, they made jokes about it. Remember the episode where they were like, oh, you have to shave your beard, and you have to wear a suit, and you have to do all this, right? So, yeah, I think it's really stupid, and I get the feeling that Gargano, even though he is one of the best wrestlers in pro wrestling today, and he's basically the top face of any wrestling promotion, will literally be brushed under the rug. They're going to have to do this really stupid fucking program with Tommaso Ciampa that no one cares about anymore, no one wants to see. That's going to ruin like 3 fucking months up until Mania. And then eventually maybe he'll get back to the top and he'll just get squashed. And then they'll pretend like he never had a push. Because the other thing you got to remember, I know a lot of people have no idea what we're talking about. This is all wrestling talk, but you got to remember that Drew McIntyre is going to be coming back from injury, you know, probably in 6 months, and they're going to push him right back to the moon again. So he's going to be right back on top. So there's not going to be any room for Gargano anymore, right? His opportunity was right now. If they give him the title right now, he could have had a nice reign all the way through, say, Mania. And it would have been a cool thing to have him and Andrade go back and forth, have a bunch of amazing matches. But instead, after one really amazing, best, match you'll probably ever see between the two, now they've got to ruin it and go back to the stupid Tommaso Ciampa garbage rivalry no one cares about. And Gargano will be forever lost. He'll be buried in obscurity. And then will he eventually get to the main roster? Yes, he will. He'll go right to 205 Live, where he'll be lost forever and no one will ever care about him. And yes, Mozales, we all know that wrestling is fake. The point is, though, there are people who deserve recognition for their talents. And Johnny Gargano is one of the best, if not arguably the best pro wrestler in modern wrestling today. Like, he puts in the most work. He has a small body, but he does amazing feats. He is really top-notch compared to what else is out there. And again, the fact that he had an opportunity where WWE is pushing him and treating him like they're going to give him a chance, and then they just fucking take it away, is so stupid. Well, I guess I'm going to try to follow this road and see if I can run into a vehicle, because if I can't, I'm going to get fucked. I spawned the furthest possible point away from the white circle, and even running full speed, there's no way I'm going to make it in time. So, at this point, if I don't run into a vehicle, I'm 100% fucked. I mean, even if I survive, I'm going to survive with, less than half health. And all I have is first aid kits, so I won't even be able to heal the top. I'm screwed. I'm screwed. Alright, well, let's keep going. Well, I actually had a rare segment of wrestling talk. Well, I guess there was one way to end it without having to walk to the white line. I tried to shoot the guy, but as we all know, the gunplay in this game's terrible, so there was no chance of actually hitting him. Alright! Very good. Well, let's continue on. Let's get to a better match. Black Mage C-Type says that his biggest disappointment about the Royal Rumble was that Dolph Ziggler returned as number 30 and then ended up basically jobbing out immediately. Yeah, there was no it was literally no point. It was kind of like the other year where they had Roman Reigns come out as number 30 to piss people off, and then he got eliminated and didn't win. It's kind of the same thing here. Like, they purposely had Dolph Ziggler come in at 30 to think, oh, wow, what a swerve. He fake quit. So he would come back and surprisingly win the Rumble, and then he just jobbed out anyway. So, it was kind of the same deal there. It's like they need to have a swerve final entry now. And the final entry always has to be a piece of crap, you know, entry. That's a waste. It makes you think something's going to happen and nothing does. I jump on your head. Bleh. Ugh. So thank you everyone for your cheers, subs, and tips. I appreciate it. Still got a while to go. I'm going to be playing at least for another hour, if not a little longer tonight. No, Lee Wanner. I actually was not following wrestling when Owen Hart fell from the rafters and passed away during a accidental death, you know, during a show. That was the era that was the Attitude Era. I actually didn't watch WWE during the Attitude Era. I watched it earlier on. I watched it during the 80s and 90s. And then I kind of fell out during the Attitude Era, and I came back when, like, when basically they bought out WCW and ECW and all of that. That's when I started watching again. So I missed out on that whole era. Mozella said, what happened to China? She died. China, like, had all kinds of fucking problems. She was a drug addict. She basically wasn't taken seriously by, like, a lot of wrestling promotions. The few that had her ended up dropping her because she had so many problems with, like, drugs and stuff. And, you know, eventually got to the point where she hit rock bottom and she was trying to, like, be friends with people in the wrestling industry. They didn't want anything to do with her anymore. And then she went into porn. And then she ended up dying, overdose. She's been gone for a couple of years now. Sad. Very, very fucking sad. You know, the thing is, you know, now the industry's so different. You know, back then, when China, again, the Attitude Era, was a different era of wrestling. Oh my god, are you kidding? Do 2 fucking matches in a row. The white circle is as far away as humanly fucking possible from me. I might as well just draw myself. I might as well just kill myself again and just start over again. This is ridiculous. But anyway, you know, it was a different time, and, you know, wrestlers back then there was no wellness program. There was nothing that watched to make sure people were healthy or nothing. A lot of people got hurt and ended up being, you know, addicted to painkillers and shit. You know, now things are way, way different in regards to that stuff. Well, back then, there were no real protections, so it was real easy to fall in line with drugs and all kinds of shit. And sadly, you know, China did. She was one of those who was a victim of that. But now it's such a different industry, and a lot of people don't realize that. They think it's still like it used to be. Oh, isn't pro wrestling where all those roided fucking guys, you know, are constantly getting high and fucking doing all this fucked up stuff? No, not anymore. They changed it completely. Now look at the wrestling industry. Look at the guys that are, you know, in the industry now. They're tiny. They're absolutely tiny compared to what you used to have. You know, purposely, you know, that's what they want now. They want it to be more safe, so. All right. Oh, nothing here. I'm just going to have to start running now. Seriously, because I need to, you know, I'm at the furthest possible spot from the fucking white line. Look, I have to start moving now. It's unbelievable. What the hell? Marzala says, speaking of back then, did I ever watch VIP with Pam Anderson? No. I don't even know what that is. Never heard of it. What is it? Some fucking softcore porn shit or something? It has Pam Anderson.